Questioning Everything with Garrett and Adam.
Was the Garden of Eden Anunnakis coming here and starting the human race? Like,
well, basically, technically, not starting the human race, but what you're talking about is not even the Enuma Elish, but a whole bunch of different Akkadian texts that describe the Garden of Eden, at least in an original format that Hebrew, the original Hebrew people took with them from Sumer,
right,
and integrated into Judaism.
And Sumer was like the first civilization, wasn't it?
It's the first civilization that we know of, but there's probably civilizations before that.
That's where
there was a huge event that took place around 12,000 years ago, where
they say was
water
like a
levels
war or something
rose. It could be linked to the diluvial myth, the flood myth, like the Noah flood myth.
Yeah.
And then in Persia, you have the flood myth in Zoroastrianism, which isn't a flood myth. It really reads more like an ice age.
What? Oh, yeah. Wow. So that would be in that book that I have there. Did they touch on that? And that
Zarathustra? No, that's actually like a third party kind of. That's just a storybook, basically. It's a philosophical storybook. This is the Zendavesta, which is the holy book of the Zoroastrians.
But this is super fascinating.
Yeah.
Anyway, they talked about it being they talked about the flood being ice age.
It reads more like Ice Age, where there's a blizzard that then they have to hide in a cave for an extended period of time, and then they leave the cave and go repopulate the earth.
Right.
So it's kind of similar to the, Noah, or I believe in Chaldea they call him Zeusudra. Zeusudra is the original Chaldean mythos. With Enki warning Zeusudra that there's going to be a comet coming super close to the earth that would displace the ice shelves and break it up. This is all Zechariah Sitchin, right?
Which I believe he was probably accurate in some ways.
Well, it's loads of poo-poo, though.
Loads of poo-poo, though.
Right.
Really?
Absolutely, yeah. So what I ended up doing is
How do you feel about ancient aliens, Adam?
No. I didn't even buy it. This is back in the library days.
No.
I borrowed a book from the library that translates cuneiform, and I got 3 copies of the Enuma Elish, which is the origin story, right?
Yeah.
And they're all actually considered cosmological texts by archaeologists. The translations are from like 1890 to 1905 or something like that. And I translated it myself, transliterated, I guess you'd call it technically, in order to find out if the text actually talked about a planet that comes from another solar system.
Tiamat.
That's not it. That's Nibiru actually comes from the other solar system.
Nibiru.
Tiamat
X,
is what he says Earth's called. So in his story, Planet X, or Nibiru, is an exoplanet, and it comes in only once every 3,600 years. At one point, it hits the old Earth called Tiamat, knocks it out of orbit, knocks out the hammered out bracelet or the asteroid belt, and then Earth is now in the position that it's in, stealing the moon from Saturn, I believe. And that same planet Nibiru also tilts Neptune and knocks Pluto out of geosynchronous, or out of the elliptical orbit of the sun.
The Big Bang.
No.
Advertisement loading.
One of the perks that you get when you join us on Patreon, if you choose Philomath, is it Philomath? Yes.
You should have been more prepared.
It doesn't really matter. If you support us on Patreon and you choose either Philomath or Sophist, you can join us on Discord and you get the backstage pass to the shows. So once in a while, we will be doing a little bit of live streaming on Discord in the backstage room, as well as the stage. The Philomaths and the Sophists can watch from the stage, and the Sophists actually get to participate. So if you want to chime in live during any of the broadcasts, you can, if you are a Sophist.
I'm so fat.